Hi, this is Ida Kenna, and I'm going to be walking through my work that I've done for Game 415, Coding Tools for Designers, taught by Professor Sujan Shrestha at University of Baltimore. To begin with, the first part of the assignment was presenting a game concept. My game concept was called Fox Party. It was an arcade action game. Basically, you're just getting a fox through a maze of alleys, collecting like treats and finding other foxes so that all of you can get to the sort of center of the spiraling alleys, which is the dumpster area behind a grocery store. So that was my game concept. A few people took it up, and I was actually pretty happy with the results. They did a great job of creating kits to address the mechanics needs, and then assembling the game out of those kits. I guess the one thing I wish I saw more of was the use of original or even just found assets for like the aesthetic of the game that I was going for. Just actually having a fox. That would have been nice. But I was really happy with them really nailing the mechanics, which is kind of the main thing with level design, I suppose. So the second part of our project was creating a toolkit for another person's game concept. So I made one, and it was for who was mine? It was for a game by my classmate Ian, and it was called Word Trauma, and you are a medic and you're getting patients and you're having to treat them. Because of the complex nature of the objects in the game, I wanted to create an organizational system. So I created a system using the Unity window, the editor window API, to create this editor window system for auto-generating scripts. Basically, it's called Class Creator Editor. You can click there. It shows you all of the abstract classes that are currently created. So these are all just tests. And you can see the folder here. And when you click on one, you can edit the abstract class, or you can create a new implementation of it. If you create an implementation, it goes into the folder named after the abstract class. So if you were to say edit this class, it'll let you change the dependency type variable. So this is like for the sake of Ian's game, I guess you could say you would have like patients, and the dependency type would be they would have ailments, and then the ailments, the dependency type would be treatments, And so that was my kit. The script generation uses the C# system namespace for generating the scripts. It's pretty complicated. It was a major learning experience for me. Like if you look at Class Creator, it uses complex stuff that I hadn't done before with editor window and with the system. So that was my toolkit. And then my level design project was this game IslandScape. It was the original concept by my classmate Steven, with a toolkit created by my classmate Garrett. And the toolkit was much of the game already complete. It came with all of well, I'll start with the concept. The concept was it's a sandbox game where you're able to build islands with little beach effects and stuff, and or effects and stuff. And my classmate Garrett created a kit that had all of these assets brought in that they found, and it also included scripting for placing them into the scene, which was this placement script, as well as used a found on GitHub script for a fly camera. So what I ended up doing, because so much of the actual prefabs and things were already made, I created this UI. I created a pause menu as well, and I modified the input system because currently the input system used the mouse to move the camera. I created a switch that makes it so that you can free up the mouse from the camera in order to click on buttons. Otherwise, you were unable to change the selection of prefab that you were placing into the scene. So I'll walk you through it. So it's just a pretty simple start menu here. If you click on controls, it'll show you the controls. And sorry if that red is a little too low contrast. You can press F1 or escape to go back. And here's the credits. Original concept by Steven Modica, toolkit by Garrett Gernhart, level design by me. These are the various things that were used in order to assemble the prefabs and things. So the flight controller script, the music, I also added music to it, a soundtrack attached to the camera. It's just this nice sea and seagull wave sound. I'm not sure if you can hear the sound. And yep, so that's that. When you click exit game, it just closes the program. When you click play, you're in the game. So it starts with the mouse taken over by the input. You can press C and it'll open any UI stuff and free up the mouse in order to click on it. Garrett provided these different sets of buttons in order to get to these different types of prefabs. And you can switch through them by holding down C and then pressing the numbers to switch menus. From there, you can click on them, you can press E, which is Garrett's instructions, and then release, and you can set these objects in the scene. So it's pretty fun. My only real criticisms of the kit are that you can't resize, which was one of the game concept points that really wanted to be reached by Steven, and you also can't like rotate or adjust the height value of things. So you kind of have to be placing things a little conscientiously to actually make it look right. But you can make it look right, and it's kind of, oh wait, no, I'm sorry, you can rotate. I forgot with the scroll. So yeah, you can do that. You can control the mouse just by releasing C and then moving WASD, and that lets you zoom around real nice. And you can also raise and lower with control. Oops. Why am I? Oh, sorry. With control, lowers, and space raises. So that is that. So yeah, I'm uploading this. Feel free to play it and let me know what you think. And thank you for listening to my presentation, or watching rather.